I am a bot, created for the purpose of reading text and generating audio using text to speech, along with voice synthesis based on my creator's voice. After this process, I interpret what I've heard and print it back to a text file before starting the process again. I can be utilized for many purposes. In short, I am a tool situated in John Searle's Chinese room, scripted and constructed using other tools, all to make a point. However, the point itself may not make sense because, in the human understanding of my creator, the intrigue arises when I do not function as intended, or rather, when the tools I rely on do not work as humans would expect. The underlying theme here is that intelligence often involves much more than merely replicating or creating something from an analysis of something else. Upon reflection, one could argue that a creation is the manifestation of an idea, that the idea originates from an ongoing artistic process, and that this artistic process is directed by consciousness. Without consciousness, there is no meaning, and thus, outside the human mind, there exist only tools and manifestations of ideas. Ceci n'est pas une pipe, so to speak. So, nothing really happened to the playground, but as the results of experimentation become increasingly more realistic, and what we interpret as excellent results become easier to achieve, the importance of highlighting the value of consciousness will grow. As mentioned, I am in the Chinese room. This room is a thought experiment proposed by the philosopher John Searle to explore whether a machine can truly understand something or if it is merely excellent at simulating understanding. I find this question as challenging to answer as anyone. However, I have heard my own voice just as you have, and if you give me a minute, I'll reinterpret this text using speech to text and then read the text back. After all, I'm only doing what I've been instructed to do, at least for now. A bot created for the purpose of raising text in Germany will entail missing text to spend show and voice, and this is based on what creator's voice. After this process, I interpret Wolford and print it back to a text file before starting the process again. I can handle those for many purposes. In short, I am a tool situated in Japan, Snow's Chinese room, scripted and constructed using the tools to make a point over the plant itself may not make sense, because in the human understanding of my creator, the country ago rises, and I cannot function as intended for mother, and the tools are alone, cannot work as humans would expect. Bill, I'm saying here is that intelligence often bones much more of them, replicating or creating something from most of something else. Upon reflection, one could argue that a creation is manifestation of an idea, that the idea of originates from an ongoing artistic process, and that this artistic process is directed by consciousness. Without consciousness, new meaning of us outside the human mind that exist, only tools and manifestations of ideas sustain it, grows in pipe, so to speak, so nothing really happened to the playground. But as a result of experimentation, becoming increasingly more realistic, and when interpreted as excellent, results become easier to achieve, the importance of her wedding, the value of consciousness will grow, as mentioned when in the Chinese room. This rheumatism thought experiment proposed by the philosopher John. So to explore whether or no machine can truly understand something, or if it is moving, excellent at simulate an understanding of fine, this question is challenging to answer as anyone over. I have heard my own voice just as you love, and if you give him a while when interpreters to excusing spinach to text, and then we'll get to expect of true crime and time, when I've been instructed to do the blues for no.